Hi, my name is Sunday Velupek, and this is my Module 5 reflection for my Student Matriculation Services class. I'm starting off the presentation with this quote: "Alone we can do very little, but together we can do a lot." That's Helen Keller's wisdom, not mine. The leader's job is inspire, motivate, help create the conditions where everyone can succeed. And that's by Ruth Watkins, the former president of University of Utah. It leads me into the first point of 6 by Kerp of forceful leadership characteristics. A leader should have an abiding commitment to make student access and success their institution's top priority. The universal goal for every administrator and faculty member should be ensuring every student is successful. Of course, the type of success is based on student to student, but giving students access to tools to help them achieve their goals is important and necessary to a college or university. A leader should have a focus on getting their students engaged in their studies and connected to the campus. These are some tools I came up with based on what I have learned and feel are important. These aren't the only tools, just some ideas to brainstorm and a leader can expound on. Do what's appropriate for each of your students' needs. So here's some points. Have an effective new student orientation. Create an accessible and navigable college university website. Provide student activities and academic calendars. Encourage student involvement to what suits their needs. A leader should show a willingness to question "this is how it's always been done" cultural orthodoxies. Just because something has been done a certain way for years, it does not mean that's the right way now. We're in an evolving world. Speak up if you feel something isn't as beneficial like it once was. A big part of my resume is working in activities for memory care residents. One thing that works for a resident with dementia may have worked yesterday, but won't work today. So being willing to change and adapt to current conditions may be necessary, and it's a good quality to have as a leader to adapt and be willing to change and to question if something really is appropriate for the situation. A leader should recognize that decisions should be based on data rather than hunch. Do the research, put the work in to figure out the problem, and find the solution. When there are solid numbers and evidence presented, there can be solid decisions made. Proof's in the pudding. Don't always just do something just because it sounds or feels right. Don't waste time and funds on something based on a hunch. A leader should have the skill to create a compelling vision for change and evoke a sense of urgency for that change. So here's a quote by Barack Obama: "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek." You are the change. Work towards making change happen when you see it fit. A leader should have tenacity to turn that vision into on the ground reality. A leader puts in the work, they are self motivated, and take action to accomplish the goal. So these are a couple more points beyond Kerp's forceful leadership characteristics. Expert teachers look at teaching from the point of the learner, not the teacher. This applies to all leaders, not just teachers. A higher education leader should put themselves in the shoes of the student they are assisting. Every student has a story and background. Have empathy, figure out their needs. Each member of the team contributes to their colleagues' professional development, and everyone can benefit from others' knowledge and opportunities. So based on this quote, I say a good leader needs to be a team player. They recognize they aren't the only ones leading. A leader shares their knowledge and receives it with grace and humility. Your ideas do matter, but so do your team members. Talking is important, but so is listening. So here's my reflection. I can't speak for every higher educational institution, but I do believe there is always room for improvement somewhere. No community college or university will ever be 100% perfect. What matters is always looking for ways to improve leadership skills, whether it's being more accessible to students or being better at collecting the right data. Regularly keep an eye on dropout rates and be willing to do what it takes to keep them low. A higher education institution should never get too comfortable in their ways because students' needs are always changing. Being open to new ideas and strategies is part of being a good leader, all while maintaining the universal goal of student success. Having the previously discussed leadership characteristics as a guide while being willing to learn about and improve on other leadership attributes can make all the difference to your students and their education experience. And here are my references. Thank you.